Hey everybody, Joe Haygood here from GGS Gamer, and we are continuing our playthrough of Tomb Raider. We are in the Mountain Village. I think when we were here last time, we had started working our way towards the pilot, and then of course I started talking about my dreary-eyed sleepiness and quit out a little earlier than I normally would. So hopefully we can get about half hour to 40 minutes to play here. Hopefully all of you are going to be having a good weekend coming up starting tomorrow. After a long week of work, it is kind of nice to have a weekend to look forward to.
This was once part of Yamato.
I think I remember this. Let's think about this. Jumping on there is a really good idea. Now I'm kind of weighing it down. All about timing. I know what I have to do. Okay. Keep jumping along. That's better. That's good.
Need to time this just right.
Oh, is that an... I'm sitting there trying to aim for the side. I had no idea. Beam in the back was something to catch it. That's just idiotic on that part. I just completely did not see that in the back. It's right there. That's all on me. I should have seen that. Yeah, I needed to hang on a little longer. That's okay. Boy, did not see that. Well, I'm not a big fan of the survival instinct stuff because I think it's a little too gimmicky and kind of, leaves you where you're not really thinking for yourself. It is by trade, not a bad.
Need to time this just right.
There we go. There we go.
Need to time this just right.
Yeah, see, it was just so... Boy, I kept thinking I had to like, hit my jump diagonally to come across. And it's like, nope, not even close. Just jump straight back. That's all.
Beautiful. Was this part of a larger complex of ruins?
Anything over here of interest? Doesn't look like it. How about over here? Anything? GPS cache, maybe? No? No? Sure about that? All of ascension completed. With 3 handgun parts found. Okay, well, that's cool. I forgot, that's right, we were about to go to a tomb, so... There you go. The rest of that base camp right before. Which we're gonna come down here and we're gonna get our, let's see, we have a skill point available, so let's, thought we upgraded last time, but maybe not. Yeah, it's probably a smart thing to have. Let's see, what can we do? Any bow upgrades. There we go. Okay, which we have now gone to the tomb. Let's find our way back. Yeah, sometimes it could, I feel, do a better job giving you perspective in what you're looking for. I mean, like I said, I know the survival instincts are there, but I don't necessarily want that, per se. Alright, so now we need to reach the smoke beacon. Which, that was not the smoke beacon. The smoke beacon wasn't too far away from where I was at. Yeah, so we're gonna... slide on down. Oh, there's a GPS cache. Very cool. I don't have a post to tie off on. Oh, that didn't work out so well, did it? Alright, so I need to plan a better route to get over there. Well, I can aim over there. Or I can aim over there. Or I can aim over there. Or I could aim over there. The idea, though, is I gotta get over that smoke beacon. What's the best way to get there? Okay. Well, let's start with this. Let's go over here. No, can't do that. We can do that, though. And besides, we have salvage on that one. Salvage is always a good thing. And it gives us a chance to light Buddha. The wall. Cool. Got another collectible. Doing the tombs will get you, as you saw there, you get reward maps where for the area that the tomb is in, it'll unlock and show you where all the collectibles are on the map. Some of them you won't be able to get to, though. One of the things I've found is that there's certain things that you end up having to go back. But once you complete the game, you can quick travel, or you can even do it during the process of playing the game. I just kind of try to stay pretty relevant in the direction I need to go. Yeah, otherwise, I end up getting lost.
Of the other things I have seen, those dark horrors, I can never speak of again.
You know, so that's a nice give. You know.
I have to get over there.
There we go. Yeah. Am I the only one that thought that was happening?
Shit.
Yep, I was prepared for that. You could see that cliff.
Captain Jessup!
You could totally see that.
Where did he go?
You know, you got little collectibles like... Well, hold on a second. Huh. Alright, well, he must be down this way. There's this blue smoke. He popped smoke, but he's not at the LZ. So...
Hey, Lara. Ross told us about the plane. Don't worry, there's got to be another way off this rock, right?
I hope so. Any sign of Sam?
We tracked her to some old Japanese palace.
I don't like the sound of that.
Hey, don't worry, she's probably just,
Huh.
sightseeing.
You're a terrible liar, Alex. You have to be careful in there. Good luck.
Yeah, she was with creepy guys, that creepy guy that kidnapped her. I don't think. I'm gonna go kinda on record and say that,
I can't do that now.
I don't think I have enough salvage for anything right now. Most of the weapon stuff's pretty expensive. I mean, like, the gun stuff's pretty expensive. I already have that one. We're not using any of the outfits, and I already have all of the bow upgrades I can get right now, so... Gotta get that achievement. Yeah, it's kind of a shitty thing to do. I'm gonna go kill this little rat. He hasn't done anything, but... Alright. Let's see. Get some more salvage right here. Surprisingly, torch did not go out. Huh.
These ruins predate the Kofun period.
I gotta admire Laura's education.
A pilgrimage.
Well, her parents paid a fair amount of money, probably her to be smart.
A queen. Himiko? Incredible. Captain Jessup? Oh my god!
For a child, you caused me a great deal of trouble. But you're just as naive and predictable. Kill her! The Guardians are here!
So... Oh yeah, this is when you sit here and you're like, what the hell is that? You're just sort of in this blurry-eyed state where you're... What just happened? And then we're presented with this. Yes, and as you can tell, that never ends well. I'm gonna fall 15 feet onto hard brick pavement.
What's
Oh,
happening?
and we broke the radio. Well, that's positive. There are all kinds of great things happening here. Yeah, this is kind of disgusting, isn't it? Well, you know, I just want to make sure I don't miss any GPS caches in the middle of all this. It's rather disturbing, all things considered. And this is basically where everything gets dumped at the end of the day. Nothing that way. I'm glad they at least portray the wind in some way. Here we are in a mountainous country. They've talked about the Devil's Triangle and... Huh.
I hope this thing still works. they're looking for me. I hate tombs. A Sun Queen and a Storm Guard. Himiko, the first Sun Queen. This is Yamatai.
There you go, Laura. You were right. It's only gonna cost you how many bodies?
And you're really here. And really, really dead. This is incredible.
Wow. You know, now, not necessarily
This
Tomb
looks
Raider
like some
related,
kind of fire ritual.
but
Sacrificial ritual. Horrible.
for a few short minutes, I
Why
did
would
want
a woman burn
to
like
look
that?
back on
A journey. A pilgrimage.
a announcement this week about Irrational.
Is that this monastery?
Either shutting down or shrinking, or, well, we don't really know if Ken Levine's deciding to keep the name or part ways with the name.
But why?
I mean, we don't really have any firm. The only thing we know is a bunch of people are out of work.
And there you are, Queen.
But I don't necessarily blame that. You know, there's a lot of people that were out there today
pouring water,
blaming
it's
Ken Levine
transferring
or
power.
saying he's fault.
This
Why
is an
didn't he fire all
ascension
these people?
ritual.
Why didn't he just leave
It's how you chose
and,
your successor.
you know, let Irrational live on?
Oh no.
Well, you know, that's... It could be. I'm not saying this is the case, per se. Ah, that's how we take care of those guys.
You're gonna die! You're going down!
Except for the fact that we're gonna run out of...
Coming for you! Now you guys!
Whoops. No.
Hey, what the hell's going on down there?
What the hell is
Huh.
that thing?
Yeah, I like the fact that we do get some interesting allegories here. But you know, I don't necessarily blame it on Ken Levine. I'm sure part of the clause in the contract. I mean, number one, look at it this way. Take-Two, number one, said, hey, Ken, we don't want you to go anywhere. You know, this translates into, we know that you are a proven moneymaker. We don't want to lose you. We will acquiesce to what you're looking for. Because, I mean, he stated that, you know, hey, I'm ready to do this with my own capital and do it on my own. But, you know, they, for one reason or another, he decided, Take-Two gave him an offer. He didn't want to be stuck in that, he didn't want to be stuck where he was at. I think he was tired of building the big game. The idea here is BioShock. The trailer was first shown, 2009, 2010, early 2010? And we didn't see the game come out until the beginning of this year, 2013. It's a long time. And, one has to wonder, maybe he's burned out on the process? And that's very possible. It's tough. And, you get stuck. I mean, they worked on that project, and they've been working on it, they said, since the original BioShock. So the whole thing you get at that point is, alright. If you've been working on this since the original BioShock, think about, that's, 5-6 years. Now, some would say, well, there's certain games that, people develop for 5 or 6 years. Grand Theft Auto, another Take-Two published game. That's garbage. In the works for 6 years. There's a difference. Look at this one. What did they do? Grand Theft Auto, yeah, it takes them 5-6 years to put one of those out. But I think the difference is the difference tends to be,
Who are these guardians? What do they want?
one way or another, they were gonna have to go. I think he was tired of the big game. He was.
Look out! She's here! Hey, woman, don't shoot. Let's be friends. No good. Take her out. We need a better aim. Time to die. You're mine! I'm on a...
Let's get some sound. Start blasting these fools with some shotgun shells. That'll give me something. I don't think I want to walk on that thing. I get the perturbed feeling that would only lead to bad things.
The way out of here was right below them.
Okay, so let's use this convenient route. Oh, never mind. Anyways, you know, I'm interested to see what he can come up with. I don't know how you make infinitely replayable, story-driven content, but I would like to say that if there's somebody that I think could do it, it would be Ken Levine. I'm trying to think. There has got to be a way.
Maybe one window at a time.
Oh. God damn. I'm sitting there thinking, no, I just gotta slug it a long time. Those at 11, we can happen. Let's close that one up. So, I don't think you blame Ken Levine. I think that you maybe blame the development cycle more than anything. Maybe the guy got stuck working on a game that originally was supposed to probably take about 3 years, but it took 6 years of development. A year's worth of DLC. You know, maybe a game that didn't quite live up to the expectation that was brought up for it. Yeah, well, I'm working on it, Laura.
Should do it.
stuff that just doesn't happen overnight. But I will say it's kind of a sad day. There's a lot of history with National. At one point, belonging to Looking Glass. I mean, these guys have made some great games over time. System Shock 2. Ow. Poor Laura, man. She just gets beat up in this game. So fair. I mean, and two of my favorites were the Freedom Force games. Those were fantastic. I mean, for an industry that's trying to develop a strategy, RTS, based on trying to anticipate the jumps. You know, those are fantastic games, and it really sucks that a lot of the industry, like Marvel and DC, really cracked down on, because there was a big box for that game. People have gotten a hold of dev kit, and learn how to make new meshes and everything, so you can build custom superheroes. I mean, I remember using a kit that had Rogue. And that was pretty cool. And then you had the original BioShock, and you know, one of my, and I've said this before, one of my keenest memories is the first E3 I ever went to, 2007, the small one that was in Santa Monica. And one of the first appointments I had was with 2K Games, and I was scheduled to look at a little game called BioShock.
Sam.
And this was like 3 or 4 months before it was coming out. And I show up here and I'm completely green, don't know what I'm doing.
Yours too, Sam.
Walk in there and I'm talking to some of the PR people there at the 2K, suite that they had. And
I've been kidnapped.
they basically,
Where are you?
I don't know. Some old Japanese palace. They keep talking about.
they said, well, you know, we're going to show you this game called BioShock. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool.
Someone's coming. I've got to hide this thing.
Sam?
And
Sam!
they opened the door, and lo and behold, I've got Ken Levine sitting right there.
A fire ritual.
And, you know, I'm looking
Like
at
the
somebody
mural
that
in
I've
Holocaust
played just about every game the man has created.
Rough.
And you know, it's one of those things where you're like, well, I gotta play this cool.
I'll catch up to you.
You know, I don't want to come off as, you know, creepy or weird. So let's play cool. And you know, that all sounds great and everything when you're
Just when I thought things couldn't get any
you'd
worse.
be all cool.
What were those things in the monastery?
And then you
They were
realize,
just
oh,
like storm guards,
yeah,
sounds they made inhuman. Shit, just listen to yourself. Oh, so much bad. It's like they're the remnants
you know,
of some
it
lost
just,
civilization.
I kind of lost it. I kind of had a little giggle inside.
All I know
So,
is they killed those men, and I have a
but
feeling they would hesitate
you know,
to
it was worth it.
I can't think about this now.
And
Sam's
you know,
in trouble
it was
and I've
a
got to get
fantastic experience. It's one of those things where I will be able to go back and remember that for a long time. you know, I'll be able to remember that for quite some time. You know, it's not for everybody though, and there's some people that they'll look at that and they'll be like, well, why is that a big deal? It's like, well, you know, we all have our thing, and that was one of the things for me. Was meeting Ken Levine was an experience. I mean, having this guy come in, you know, he sits you down, and he makes you sit next to him because you're the last guy that showed up for the appointment, and then he looks at you and says, "Here, why don't you play?" And you're just like, so it was an amusing experience. I hope that he does go on to do something really good and beneficial. I hope it lives up to the legacy that he's created. I mean, he has a strong legacy at the development houses he's worked at and that he's run, and those games have normally been pretty fantastic. And I don't know what his endeavors are in the future, but man, I really hope that I mean, if he can build some things that are half as great as I think that BioShock and System Shock 2 and Infinite. I mean, I didn't think Infinite was the greatest game. I thought the combat was a little off, but the world was really, and I thought the ending was a little weird. But I mean, overall, I thought the game itself and the world that was created was fantastic to be in. It's always going to be hard to give somebody the impression that you had when you first walked into Rapture. I mean, those first steps. I mean, who doesn't forget? You go down the bathysphere after going into the lighthouse, and you're going down this bathysphere, and you're traveling, and all of a sudden, I call it Rapture, and you come over the horizon, and you're presented with this grand skyline that looks like something you would see in New York, you know, in the 30s. This beautiful neon-drenched skyline, and then you realize, no, I'm way under the ocean. Then you start to think, how is this happening? How is this done? And you create this vivid imagery of how was something like this built and constructed and so forth. And it's a really cool thing that they did with that game. But I mean, the games that he's created have been fantastic. You know, like I said, the top 4 off the top of my head would probably be System Shock 2, BioShock, and Freedom Force, and Freedom Force versus the Third Reich. I mean, Third Reich was it wasn't as amazing as the first Freedom Force, but it was still a really top-notch game. And ooh, excuse me, caught me with a little yawn there. I mean, so I would probably say that I hate to see a bunch of people lose their jobs. I hope that he does well. It was an interesting thing, and it really lends some credence to maybe, you know, BioShock didn't live up to expectations, the Infinite. I mean, GTA is in development for 6 years, but it brings in $1 billion in its first, 48 or 96 hours. If BioShock Infinite would have brought in $1 billion over 4 days, I don't know if this would be happening or not. But with the amount of advertising they did with that, the number of TV shots that were... It's getting late, so my apologies. You know, the amount of advertising and everything that was out there for a game that was in development this long, if it didn't hit those kind of sale numbers, which weren't realistic for a BioShock game, let's be honest. I'm not expecting a BioShock game to sell 1 billion copies in 48 to 96 hours. you know, or $1 billion. Not 1 billion copies, but $1 billion worth of sales in that amount of time. But it is what it is, and I didn't mean to sully some of our Tomb Raider discussion tonight with Irrational. But hey, you know, it's news. Not all of these, you know, Let's Play videos are necessarily going to focus exactly on everything that's happening in the game, because hey, at that point you could just play it and interact with it yourself. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night. As you can tell, I've kind of been sitting here by this campfire. So, my name is Joe Haygood. I am over at GGS Gamer, along with a lot of other talented and creative writers. And we would love for you to visit the site. Make sure to comment on these videos. Let us know if there's other videos or other games you want to see us do Let's Plays for. You can find us on Twitter at GGS Gamer. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/GGS Gamer. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/GGS Gamer. I'm Joe Haygood, aka MC Lazy J, pretty much anywhere. If you want to hit me up on Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, Wii U, Raptor, Xfire, pretty much anywhere I go, you're going to find me as MC Lazy J. I don't think I've got a place yet where I'm not. So yeah, go ahead, feel free to add me. I'm real good at adding people back, so... And maybe at some point we can sit down and play something together, co-op or whatever. And then you can listen to our podcast over there at GGS Gamer, which is the You Like the Worst Stuff podcast, where we talk about things that are pretty terrible, at least according to one of us. We have made fun of my love of 80s action films, and this week we will probably make fun of the fact that I will gush for at least 30 minutes about all things Irrational games. So prepare for that bombardment and get your laugh cylinders ready. With that, we're going to close it out, and we will see you next time. Good night.